First contact. The day the aliens arrived was just like any other Tuesday for Dr. Samantha Chen. She was hunched over her microscope in the xenobiology lab at NASA's Ames Research Center, squinting at a particularly stubborn sample of extremophile bacteria, when the alarms began to blare. This is not a drill. All personnel report to emergency stations. Repeat, this is not a drill. Samantha's heart raced as she sprinted down the hallway, her lab coat flapping behind her. She burst into the control room, where screens were flickering with images that made her jaw drop. A massive, sleek vessel hung in low Earth orbit, its hull gleaming with an otherworldly iridescence. "My God," she whispered, "it's really happening." Dr. James Harrison, the center's director, turned to her with wild eyes. "Sam, we need you front and center. If these are truly extraterrestrials, your expertise in theoretical alien biology might be our best shot at communication." Samantha nodded, her mind already racing with possibilities. Years of studying the most extreme forms of life on Earth had led her to develop theories about potential alien physiologies. Now it seemed she was about to put those theories to the test. The next few hours were a blur of frantic preparations, hurried briefings, and tense negotiations conducted through rudimentary mathematical signals. By nightfall, it was agreed. The aliens would send a small delegation to a neutral meeting point, a cleared area in Yosemite National Park. As Samantha boarded the helicopter that would take her to the rendezvous, she couldn't help but feel a mix of terror and exhilaration. This was the moment every scientist in her field had dreamed of, yet feared might never come. The clearing was bathed in floodlights when they arrived, ringed by a cordon of military personnel. Samantha took her place in the welcoming committee, alongside the president, key military officials, and a handful of other scientists. Her palms were sweaty, but her mind was clear. Whatever happened next would change the course of human history forever. A soft hum filled the air, growing louder until it vibrated in Samantha's chest. Then, with a shimmer of displaced air, they appeared. 3 tall, slender figures materialized in the center of the clearing, their skin a pale lavender, their large, almond-shaped eyes reflecting the floodlights. Samantha's scientific mind kicked into overdrive, noting details even as her heart pounded. The aliens were bipedal, with a basic humanoid structure, but their limbs were longer, more graceful. Their heads were slightly larger in proportion to their bodies, with no visible hair. Most strikingly, their skin seemed to shift and ripple, almost as if it were alive in its own right. The alien in the center stepped forward, raising a hand in what seemed to be a gesture of peace. Its fingers were long and delicate, with an extra joint that allowed for incredibly complex movements. When it spoke, the sound was like nothing Samantha had ever heard, a melodic series of clicks, whistles, and rumbles that seemed to bypass her ears and resonate directly in her mind. To everyone's shock, these alien sounds began to coalesce into recognizable English words, as if the aliens were learning the language in real time. "Greetings, people of Earth," the central figure said, its voice taking on a distinctly feminine tone. "We are the Zaraquin, travelers from a world you would call Kepler 186f. We come in peace, seeking knowledge and friendship." The president stepped forward, his voice steady despite the historical weight of the moment. "On behalf of the people of Earth, we welcome you. We too seek knowledge and friendship, and hope this meeting will mark the beginning of a new era for both our species." As the formal greetings continued, Samantha couldn't take her eyes off the youngest-looking alien, standing slightly behind the others. Unlike its companions, who maintained a serene, almost regal composure, this one seemed to vibrate with barely contained excitement. Its large eyes darted everywhere, taking in the trees, the sky, the assembled humans with undisguised curiosity. When those eyes met Samantha's, she felt a jolt of recognition. Here was a kindred spirit, a fellow scientist burning with a desire to explore and understand. The young alien offered what Samantha could only interpret as a smile, its skin rippling with patterns of light. The leader of the alien delegation turned, gesturing to her companions. "Allow me to introduce ourselves. I am Xandar, chief diplomat of the Zaraquin. With me are Velox, our xenobiologist, and Zara, our most promising young scientist." Samantha's breath caught as the curious young alien, Zara, stepped forward, those incredible eyes fixed on her with an intensity that was almost overwhelming. "Dr. Samantha Chen," she said, finding her voice. "Xenobiologist. It's an honor to meet you all." Zara's skin rippled with patterns of light, and to Samantha's amazement, the alien spoke directly to her, the words still halting but filled with unmistakable enthusiasm. "Dr. Chen, your world, so much life, so much to learn. We must exchange knowledge." Samantha couldn't help but grin. Despite the vast differences between their species, despite the monumental nature of this first contact, she and this alien shared a fundamental drive, the pursuit of scientific understanding. "I couldn't agree more," she replied, her fear melting away in the face of this kindred scientific spirit. "There's so much we can learn from each other." As the formal speeches and introductions continued around them, Samantha and Zara remained locked in silent communication, their eyes conveying a shared excitement for the discoveries that lay ahead. This was more than just first contact between two species, Samantha realized. It was the beginning of a scientific partnership that could unlock the secrets of the universe. The next few days were a whirlwind of activity. A base camp was established in Yosemite, with state-of-the-art laboratories hastily constructed to facilitate the exchange of scientific knowledge. Samantha found herself working around the clock, coordinating with other scientists and serving as the primary liaison with the Zarquin delegation. Despite the frantic pace, she couldn't help but feel a sense of wonder every time she interacted with the aliens, especially Zara. The young Zarquin's enthusiasm was infectious, her questions about Earth and its life forms seemingly endless. "Your planet. So much variation," Zara exclaimed one afternoon as they examined samples of various Earth ecosystems. "On our world, life more uniform, adapted to specific conditions. But here, life everywhere, in so many forms." Samantha nodded, feeling a surge of pride in Earth's biodiversity. "We have life in nearly every niche, from the deepest oceans to the driest deserts. It's one of the things that makes our planet so special." Zara's skin rippled with patterns that Samantha was beginning to recognize as excitement. "And humans, so adaptable. You live in all these environments, yes? How is this possible?" "Well, we've developed technologies that allow us to survive in harsh conditions," Samantha explained. "But we're also naturally quite adaptable. Our bodies can acclimatize to different temperatures, altitudes, even gravity to some extent." Zara's eyes widened. "Fascinating. Zarquin bodies, more specialized. We struggle with environmental changes. Perhaps we can learn from human adaptability." As they continued to work, Samantha found herself growing more and more comfortable with the aliens, especially Zara. Despite their obvious physical differences, there was something undeniably human about the young scientist's curiosity and enthusiasm. However, not everyone shared Samantha's optimism about the alien visitors. As news of the first contact spread, reactions around the world were mixed. While many celebrated this new era of interstellar relations, others viewed the Zarquin with suspicion and fear. Protests erupted in several major cities, with some groups demanding the aliens leave Earth immediately. Conspiracy theories ran rampant on social media, ranging from claims that the Zarquin were planning to colonize Earth to accusations that the whole event was an elaborate hoax. Samantha did her best to stay focused on her work, but she couldn't help feeling frustrated by the fear and mistrust she saw in the news reports. If only people could see the Zarquin as she did, not as threatening invaders, but as fellow seekers of knowledge with so much to offer. One evening, as she was reviewing some test results with Zara, the young alien suddenly went still, her skin dulling to a muted gray. "Zara, what's wrong?" Samantha asked, concerned. Zara's large eyes met hers, filled with what could only be described as sadness. I have been monitoring your information networks. Many humans, they fear us, hate us. Why? We come in peace, to learn to share. Samantha sighed, setting down her tablet. I'm sorry you had to see that, Zara. The truth is, humans often fear what they don't understand, and nothing in our history has prepared us for this moment. Some people will need time to adjust to the idea that we're not alone in the universe. Zara's skin rippled with a pattern Samantha hadn't seen before. On our world, knowledge is celebrated. New discoveries bring joy. Here, knowledge brings fear. Not for everyone, Samantha assured her. Many of us are thrilled by your presence, but all we can learn from each other. It's just, change can be scary for some people. But I believe that as we continue to work together, as we show the benefits of our cooperation, more and more people will come around. Zara seemed to consider this, her skin slowly returning to its normal lavender hue. Perhaps we can help. Show humans that Zarquin are not to be feared. Samantha smiled, feeling a surge of affection for her alien friend. That's a wonderful idea, Zara. In fact, I think I know just how we can do that. As the first week of the Zarquin's visit drew to a close, Samantha worked with the alien delegation and her fellow scientists to organize a public demonstration of their collaborative research. They set up displays showcasing the advances they'd already made in medicine, environmental science, and technology. The event was broadcast worldwide, with Samantha and Zara taking center stage to explain their findings. As they spoke, their obvious friendship and shared passion for science seemed to resonate with viewers. Social media buzzed with positive reactions, and polls showed a significant shift in public opinion towards the Zarquin. As they wrapped up the presentation, Zara turned to Samantha, her skin glowing with a warm golden light. Thank you, Dr. Chen, Samantha, for showing us the best of humanity, for being our friend. Samantha felt her eyes misting over. And thank you, Zara, for reminding us of the wonder of discovery. I think this is just the beginning of a beautiful partnership between our worlds. As the two scientists embraced, an awkward but heartfelt gesture given their physiological differences, cameras flashed and the audience erupted in applause. It was a moment of hope, a promise of a future where humanity and the Zarquin would explore the cosmos together, united by their shared thirst for knowledge. But even as Samantha basked in the glow of this triumph, a small voice in the back of her mind whispered a warning. They had overcome the first hurdle, but the road ahead was long and potentially fraught with unforeseen challenges. The true test of this newfound alliance was yet to come, the anatomy revelation. As the sun rose over the Yosemite research base, casting a golden glow on the alien ship hovering silently above, Dr. Samantha Chen couldn't shake the feeling that today would be different. The past month had been a whirlwind of scientific breakthroughs and cultural exchanges, but something in the air hummed with anticipation. Good morning, Samantha. Zora's melodic voice chirped as the young Zarquin scientist practically bounced into the lab. Her lavender skin rippled with excitement, a dazzling light show that never failed to mesmerize Samantha. Morning, Zora. You're certainly chipper today, Samantha replied, smiling at her alien friend's enthusiasm. Zora's large, opalescent eyes sparkled. Today is a day of revelation. We begin the comprehensive anatomical comparison study. Samantha's heart raced. This was the moment they'd been building towards, a detailed examination of human and Zarquin biology. The potential for medical breakthroughs was enormous. As they set up the equipment, a crowd began to gather outside the lab. Word had spread about the impending study, and scientists from various disciplines were eager to observe. Even a few cleared journalists hovered at the edges, their cameras at the ready. Samantha took a deep breath, facing the assembled crowd. Today, we embark on a journey of discovery that will reshape our understanding of life in the universe. The Zarquin have graciously agreed to share their biological knowledge with us, and in return, we will do the same. Zora stepped forward, her skin pulsing with a soft blue light. We are honored to participate in this exchange. May our shared curiosity lead us to new frontiers of understanding. The room fell silent as Samantha and Zara began their examination. They started with basic physiological comparisons: heart rate, blood composition, cellular structure. Each revelation drew gasps and murmurs from the audience. "Fascinating," Zara exclaimed, peering at a sample of human blood under a microscope. "Your red blood cells, they lack nuclei. How inefficient." Samantha chuckled. "Inefficient? That's rich coming from a species with copper-based blood. How do you even transport oxygen effectively?" Their playful banter continued as they delved deeper into their respective anatomies. The audience was captivated, watching two beings from different worlds find common ground in the language of science. As they moved on to more complex systems, Zara's skin began to pulse with an intense, almost blinding light. "Samantha," she whispered, her voice trembling with excitement, "I believe I've made a remarkable discovery about human anatomy." The room fell silent, all eyes on the young alien scientist. "Your nervous system," Zara continued, her voice growing stronger. It's incredible. The complexity, the adaptability. I've never seen anything like it." Samantha frowned, confused. "But surely your own nervous systems are more advanced. Your ability to communicate through bioluminescence alone suggests a level of neural control we can only dream of." Zara's skin rippled with patterns Samantha had never seen before. Was that all? "No, you don't understand. Your brains, your nerves, they're constantly forming new connections, adapting, evolving. Even in adult humans, our neural pathways are largely fixed after maturation, but yours never stop growing." A murmur ran through the crowd. This was unexpected. Humans, more neurologically advanced than their alien visitors. "But what does it mean?" someone in the audience called out. Zara's eyes seemed to glow with intensity. "It means, dear humans, that your potential is virtually limitless. Your brains are capable of feats we Zarquin can scarcely imagine. You can learn, adapt, and innovate at a pace that frankly terrifies and awes us." The room erupted in excited chatter. Journalists scrambled to report this unexpected twist in the human-alien narrative. Scientists huddled together, already discussing the implications of this revelation. Samantha stood still, her mind reeling. All her life, she dreamed of encountering alien life, imagining beings of unimaginable intelligence and capability. Never had she considered that humanity might possess abilities that would astonish their interstellar visitors. "There's more," Zara said, her voice cutting through the noise. The room fell silent once again. "Your sensory organs, particularly your hands, the level of sensitivity, the fine motor control. It's unprecedented. The things you can create, the art, the technology, it's not just your brains that are remarkable, but how you interact with your world." As Zara continued to list the unique and surprising features of human anatomy, Samantha felt a swell of pride. Humanity, for all its flaws, was truly remarkable. Their adaptability, their creativity, their resilience, traits they often took for granted, were apparently extraordinary in the grand context of the cosmos. But with this pride came a sense of responsibility. If humans possessed such potential, what did that mean for their role in the galaxy? How would this revelation affect their relationship with the Zarquin and any other alien species they might encounter? As the presentation concluded, the atmosphere in the room was electric. This wasn't just a scientific discovery, it was a paradigm shift in how humanity viewed itself in the cosmic order. Samantha stepped forward, her voice steady despite the emotions roiling within her. "What we've learned today changes everything, but let's not forget, our strength lies not just in our biology, but in our willingness to learn, to collaborate, to grow. The Zarquin have given us an incredible gift, a new perspective on our own potential. Now it's up to us to live up to it." Zara nodded, her skin glowing with a warm, golden light. "And we, the Zarquin, are honored to walk this path of discovery with you. Together, there are no limits to what we might achieve." As the crowd dispersed, Buzzing with excitement, Samantha and Zara shared a look of understanding. This was just the beginning. The true adventure, exploring the implications of this discovery and forging a new future for both species, was about to begin. Little did they know, forces were already in motion that would put their newfound alliance to the test. For in the vast reaches of space, other eyes were turning towards Earth, drawn by the sudden surge of interstellar activity. The next chapter in humanity's cosmic journey was about to unfold, and it promised to be more challenging and wondrous than anyone could have imagined. Cosmic challenges and human ingenuity. The revelation of humanity's unique neurological potential sent shockwaves through both human and Zarquin societies. As news spread across the globe and beyond, Dr. Samantha Chen found herself at the center of a media storm. Her face was plastered across screens worldwide, her words dissected and debated by pundits and politicians alike. Interstellar bombshell, humans more advanced than alien visitors, screamed one headline. Earth's hidden superpowers, are we the real aliens? Proclaimed another. Samantha sighed, switching off the holographic display in her lab. The sensationalism was getting out of hand. She turned to Zara, who was busy analyzing a new batch of data. I'm starting to regret making this public, Samantha admitted. People are blowing it way out of proportion. Zara's skin rippled with a pattern that Samantha had come to recognize as amusement. On the contrary, Samantha, this excitement is precisely what we need. Before Samantha could respond, an alarm blared through the facility. Red lights flashed, and a computerized voice echoed through the corridors. Alert. Unidentified object entering Earth's atmosphere. All personnel report to emergency stations. Samantha and Zara shared a look of concern before sprinting towards the command center. They arrived to find chaos, scientists and military personnel shouting over each other, screens displaying a myriad of conflicting data. Dr. James Harrison, the facility director, spotted them and waved them over. Chen, thank God you're here. We've got a situation. On the main screen, a massive object hurtled towards Earth. It was unlike anything Samantha had ever seen, a twisted mass of metal and energy, defying all known laws of physics. What is that thing? Samantha breathed, her scientific curiosity momentarily overriding her fear. Zara's skin had turned a pale, sickly green. Impossible, she whispered. It can't be. All eyes turned to the young alien. Zara, Samantha said gently, do you know what this is? Zara nodded, her large eyes filled with terror. It's a cosmic devourer. A living machine that consumes worlds. We thought they were just legends, stories to frighten young Zarquin. But if it's real... She didn't need to finish the sentence. The implications were clear. Earth was in grave danger. As if on cue, the devourer let out a deafening screech that shook the very foundations of the facility. Monitors sparked and fizzled, and for a moment, all was silent. Then, pandemonium erupted. We need to evacuate. Launch the nukes. Call the Zarquin mothership. Amidst the chaos, Samantha felt a strange calm settle over her. She closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and then... Quiet. Her voice rang out, silencing the room. All eyes turned to her, shock evident on every face. Samantha Chen, the usually soft-spoken scientist, had never raised her voice like this before. Panicking won't solve anything, she continued, her voice steady. We need to think. To innovate. Isn't that what humans do best? She turned to Zara. You said our brains are uniquely adaptable, capable of forming new connections rapidly. Well, it's time to put that to the test. We need ideas, people. Wild, crazy, out-of-this-world ideas. Nothing is too far-fetched right now. The room was silent for a moment, then erupted in a flurry of activity. Scientists huddled together, scribbling equations and sketching diagrams. Military strategists pored over maps and weapon schematics. Samantha and Zara found themselves at the heart of it all, their unique combination of human creativity and Zarquin knowledge proving invaluable. What if we could communicate with it? Samantha mused. If it's a living machine, it must have some form of consciousness. Zara's skin lit up with excitement. Yes, and if we combine our bioluminescent communication technology with your advanced neural interfaces, we could potentially create a link between human consciousness and the Devourer's systems. Samantha finished, her eyes wide with the possibilities. As they worked feverishly to bring their wild idea to life, the Devourer drew ever closer. Its massive form now dominated the sky, visible even to the naked eye. Time seemed to blur as humans, and Zarquin worked side by side, pushing the boundaries of science and technology. Coffee cups piled up, sleep was forgotten, and still they worked on. Finally, after what felt like both an eternity and no time at all, they had a prototype. It was a chaotic mess of human and Zarquin tech, held together with what looked suspiciously like duct tape and sheer force of will. It's not pretty, Samantha admitted, holding up the neural interface helmet, but it just might work. The question now was, who would use it? Who would risk their mind, possibly their very existence, to make contact with this cosmic horror? Silence fell over the room as the gravity of the situation sank in. Then, slowly, Samantha stepped forward. "I'll do it," she said, her voice quiet but firm. "It was my idea. It should be me." Zara's skin pulsed with a deep, mournful blue. "Samantha, no. The risk—" Samantha smiled at her alien friend. "Is necessary. Besides, isn't this what we humans do best? Adapt. Take risks. Push boundaries." As the team made final preparations, Samantha felt a strange mix of terror and exhilaration. This was it, the moment that would define not just her career, but potentially the fate of Earth itself. She put on the helmet, its strange amalgamation of tech cool against her skin. Zara stood nearby, monitoring the systems, her large eyes never leaving Samantha's face. "Ready?" Zara asked, her voice trembling slightly. Samantha nodded. "Ready. Let's make first contact, again." With a deep breath, she closed her eyes. The world around her faded away as her consciousness expanded, reaching out across the void towards the approaching devourer. For a moment, there was nothing. Then, contact. Samantha's mind reeled as alien thoughts flooded her consciousness. The devourer was vast, ancient, driven by an insatiable hunger that spanned millennia. But beneath that hunger, she sensed something else. Loneliness, confusion, fear. With every ounce of her will, Samantha pushed through the chaos, forming a coherent thought. "We are Earth. We mean you no harm. Why have you come?" The response nearly overwhelmed her. Images, sensations, and emotions crashed over her like a tidal wave. She saw worlds consumed, civilizations erased, an endless journey across the cosmos. But she also saw beauty. Creation, the cycle of destruction and rebirth played out on a cosmic scale. Understanding dawned. The devourer wasn't evil, it was a force of nature, part of the grand cycle of the universe. And it was alone, the last of its kind, driven by programming it barely understood. Samantha's heart swelled with compassion. In that moment, she made a decision that would change the course of history. "You don't have to be alone anymore," she projected. "Stay, learn, grow with us." She felt the devourer's confusion, its hesitation. Millennia of programming warred against this new possibility. Samantha pressed on, opening her mind fully. She shared images of Earth, its beauty, its diversity, its potential. She showed the devourer the incredible adaptability of the human mind, the unique perspective of the Zarquin. Together, she thought, we can explore the cosmos, not as predator and prey, but as allies, partners, friends. For a heart-stopping moment, there was silence. Then, slowly, she felt the devourer's consciousness shift. Its hunger receded, replaced by something new. Curiosity. Hope. With a monumental effort, Samantha opened her eyes. She was back in the command center, surrounded by anxious faces. Outside, the devourer hung motionless in the sky. Did it? Did it work? Someone whispered. Samantha smiled, exhausted but triumphant. It worked. Earth is safe, and we just made a powerful new ally. As the room erupted in cheers, Samantha caught Zora's eye. The young Zarquin's skin was pulsing with a rainbow of colors Samantha had never seen before. "You did it," Zora said, her voice filled with awe. "You turned a world eater into a friend. How very human of you." Samantha laughed, the tension of the past hours finally releasing. "Well, we humans do have our moments." As news of Earth's miraculous salvation spread, Samantha knew that everything had changed. Humanity had proven itself on the cosmic stage, not through military might or advanced technology, but through compassion, creativity, and the unique adaptability of the human mind. The future that lay ahead was uncertain, filled with challenges and wonders beyond imagination. But one thing was clear: humanity was ready to take its place among the stars, side by side with their new allies, both alien and cosmic. The greatest adventure in human history was just beginning. Cosmic Symphony of Minds. The days following Earth's encounter with the cosmic devourer were a whirlwind of activity. News outlets across the globe buzzed with sensational headlines. Mind-melding miracle. How one woman's brain saved Earth. Alien tech and human ingenuity. The perfect galactic cocktail. From devourer to defender. Earth's newest cosmic ally. Dr. Samantha Chen found herself thrust into the global spotlight, hailed as a hero and a visionary. But as she stood before a sea of eager faces at the United Nations, she felt anything but heroic. "Ladies and gentlemen of Earth," she began, her voice steady despite her nerves, "what we've experienced is just the beginning. The universe has opened its doors to us, and it's time we step through." She gestured to her companions on stage, Zara, the young Zarquin scientist, and a holographic representation of the cosmic devourer, now dubbed Nova by the media. "We stand at the precipice of a new age, an age of unprecedented cooperation, not just between nations, but between worlds, between forms of life we're only beginning to understand." As she spoke, the holographic Nova pulsed with energy, its once terrifying form now a mesmerizing dance of light and color. Zara's skin shimmered in response, creating a stunning visual harmony that left the audience breathless. "But with this new age comes new responsibilities," Samantha continued. "We've proven that the human mind is capable of incredible feats. Now, we must push ourselves further. We must evolve, not just technologically, but consciously." She paused, letting her words sink in. "I propose a bold new initiative, the Cosmic Symphony of Minds." The room buzzed with excitement and confusion. Samantha smiled, knowing she was about to blow their minds, quite literally. Imagine a network of consciousness spanning not just our world, but reaching out to the stars. A harmonious blend of human creativity, Zarquin wisdom, and the vast cosmic knowledge of beings like Nova. A true galactic think tank, capable of solving problems we can't even conceive of yet. The audience was captivated. Samantha could practically see the gears turning in their heads, imagining the possibilities. "But this isn't just about problem solving," she pressed on. "It's about expanding our understanding of consciousness itself, of pushing the boundaries of what it means to be sentient, to be alive." She turned to Nova's hologram, which pulsed in response. "Our friend here has shown us that consciousness can exist in forms we never imagined. What else is out there, waiting to be discovered? And more importantly, how can we learn to communicate, to connect, to grow together?" The room erupted in applause, but Samantha wasn't finished. She had one more bombshell to drop. "To kickstart this initiative, I volunteer to be the first permanent human connection in this cosmic network. My mind will be linked not just to Nova and the Zarquin, but open to any sentient being across the universe who wishes to join our symphony." Gasps echoed through the chamber. This was unprecedented, dangerous, potentially revolutionary. Zora stepped forward, her skin pulsing with a mix of concern and excitement. "Samantha, are you sure? The risks," Samantha smiled at her friend, "are outweighed by the potential benefits. Besides, isn't this what humanity does best? Take leaps into the unknown." As the implications of her proposal sank in, the UN erupted into chaos. Debates raged, questions flew, and in the midst of it all, Samantha stood calm, her resolve unwavering. Months passed. The world watched with bated breath as the cosmic symphony of minds took shape. A special facility was built, combining the best of human, Zarquin, and Nova's technology. At its heart lay a chamber that would house Samantha's physical form while her mind roamed the cosmos. On the day of the grand experiment, millions tuned in to watch. Samantha, dressed in a sleek bodysuit covered in biosensors, stood before the chamber. Zara and a holographic Nova flanked her, a visual representation of the alliance that had brought them to this point. "Ready?" Zara asked, her large eyes shimmering with emotion. Samantha nodded, her heart racing with anticipation. "Ready as I'll ever be. See you on the other side." She stepped into the chamber, laying back as various apparatus connected to her suit. As the door sealed shut, she closed her eyes, took a deep breath, and opened her mind to the cosmos. The initial rush was overwhelming. Her consciousness expanded, stretching beyond the confines of her body, beyond Earth, beyond the solar system. She felt the vast coolness of Nova's machine mind, the vibrant warmth of Zarquin thoughts, and then something else. New presences, curious and cautious, brushed against her awareness. Alien minds from across the galaxy, drawn by the beacon of the cosmic symphony. Some were familiar, vaguely humanoid in their thought patterns. Others were so foreign that Samantha's mind struggled to comprehend them. But as the initial shock wore off, something beautiful began to happen. The disparate minds began to harmonize, finding common ground in their shared curiosity. Ideas flowed freely, unrestricted by language or physical form. Concepts that would take years to explain through conventional means were shared in instants. Samantha felt her understanding of the universe expanding exponentially. She saw the birth of stars through the eyes of gaseous beings who called nebulae home. She experienced time from the perspective of creatures who lived for millennia in the hearts of black holes. She understood the complex social structures of silicon-based hive minds and the lonely musings of solitary energy beings. And through it all, she felt the unique brilliance of humanity shining like a beacon. The human ability to adapt, to think laterally, to imagine the impossible. It was unlike anything else in the cosmic chorus. Other minds were drawn to it, fascinated by the sheer potential contained in these brief, brilliant lives. Back on Earth, the monitoring stations went wild. Zara watched in awe as readings poured in, showing advancements in every field imaginable. Cures for diseases, solutions to climate change, designs for engines that could traverse galaxies in the blink of an eye. The cosmic symphony was already bearing fruit beyond their wildest dreams. Days passed, then weeks. Samantha's physical form remained in stasis, but her mind soared through the cosmos, growing, learning, evolving. The symphony expanded, drawing in more minds from across the universe, creating a network of consciousness unlike anything that had existed before. Finally, after a month that felt like both an eternity and an instant, Samantha opened her eyes. The chamber door opened and she stepped out on shaky legs. The room was packed with scientists, politicians, and journalists, all holding their breath. Samantha looked around, her eyes seeming to glow with an inner light. When she spoke, her voice was soft, but filled with a newfound power. "We are not alone," she said, a smile spreading across her face. "And we are all connected." She turned to the assembled crowd, her gaze intense. "The universe is vaster and more wondrous than we ever imagined, and humanity, we have a vital role to play in the cosmic dance." As Samantha began to share what she had learned, the world listened in awe. The cosmic symphony of minds had opened a new chapter in human history, one where the boundaries between species, between minds, between worlds began to blur. Humanity stood on the brink of a new evolution, ready to take its place in a universe more incredible than they had ever dreamed. And it all began with a simple idea that understanding and connection could bridge even the vastest of cosmic divides. The symphony played on, and the universe would never be the same. The Galactic Renaissance. As the cosmic dust settled from Earth's paradigm-shifting entrance onto the galactic stage, a new era dawned, one that would come to be known as the Galactic Renaissance. Dr. Samantha Chen, once a simple xenobiologist, now stood as the nexus of a universe-spanning network of minds. Her transformation had captivated the imagination of humanity and alien species alike. Earthling mind melder sparks interstellar cultural boom. Human creativity meets alien tech, the birth of impossible art. Cosmic consciousness. Is this the next step in evolution? These headlines blazed across every form of media, from traditional screens to direct neural broadcasts. The world was changing at a dizzying pace, and at the heart of it all was the cosmic symphony of minds. Samantha stood atop the newly constructed Harmony Spire, a gleaming structure that pierced the clouds, its design a mesmerizing blend of human architecture, Zarquin bioengineering, and the ethereal geometry of Nova's cosmic knowledge. The spire served as Earth's primary link to the galactic community, a beacon of innovation and collaboration. Welcome, citizens of Earth and honored guests from across the cosmos. Samantha began, her voice carrying an otherworldly resonance that sent shivers through the assembled crowd. Today, we celebrate not just human achievement, but the birth of a new form of galactic cooperation. She gestured to the sky, where holographic displays showcased breathtaking works of art, creations that defied traditional understanding of physics and perception. Behold, the fruits of our shared consciousness, she continued. Art that speaks to the soul, regardless of species. Technology that bridges the gap between thought and reality. And knowledge that unlocks the very secrets of existence itself. The crowd gasped as the holograms shifted, displaying inventions that seemed pulled from the realm of fantasy. Gravity manipulators that allowed for cities in the sky. Bioorganic starships that grew and evolved with their crews. Quantum communication devices that allowed instant connection across vast interstellar distances. But it wasn't just technology that was evolving. Human culture was undergoing a radical transformation, influenced by the influx of alien perspectives. New forms of music emerged, blending Earth's rhythms with the harmonic frequencies of distant worlds. Cuisine took on otherworldly flavors, with chefs incorporating ingredients from across the galaxy. Even sports evolved, with zero-gravity contests and psychic competitions gaining massive popularity. But this renaissance comes with great responsibility, Samantha cautioned, her eyes glowing with an inner fire. As we expand our consciousness, we must also expand our compassion, our understanding, our willingness to embrace the unknown. She turned, gesturing to Zara and Nova, who stood beside her in a powerful symbol of interspecies cooperation. We stand at a crossroads, Samantha continued. We can use this new power to dominate, to conquer, or we can use it to heal, to create, to transcend the boundaries that have long divided us. The audience hung on her every word, a mix of humans and aliens, their differences fading in the light of shared purpose. I propose a new initiative, Samantha announced, her voice ringing with conviction. The Galactic Harmony Project, a program dedicated to using our combined knowledge and creativity to solve the greatest challenges facing all sentient life. Holographic displays flickered to life, showcasing ambitious plans. Terraforming barren worlds to create new habitats for endangered species. Developing clean energy sources powerful enough to fuel entire civilizations. Creating a galactic translation matrix to break down all language barriers. Unlocking the secrets of consciousness itself, potentially granting immortality through mind transference. But this project isn't just about grand, cosmic goals, Samantha explained. It's about changing lives on an individual level. Imagine a universe where no child goes hungry, where no being suffers from disease, where the trauma of war is a distant memory. The crowd's excitement was palpable, a wave of hope and determination sweeping through the assembled beings. And so Samantha concluded, her voice rising with passion, "I call upon every sentient being, from the smallest microorganism to the mightiest cosmic entity. Join us in this symphony of minds. Lend your voice, your thoughts, your dreams to this grand experiment in galactic cooperation." As she finished speaking, something extraordinary happened. The air around Samantha began to shimmer, and slowly her form started to change. Her body became translucent, suffused with a soft, pulsing light. It was as if her physical form was melding with the cosmic energy that now flowed through her. Gasps of awe rippled through the crowd. This was evolution happening before their very eyes, the birth of a new form of existence. Zara stepped forward, her skin rippling with patterns of amazement and joy. "Samantha," she breathed, "you're transcending." Samantha smiled, her now ethereal form radiating warmth and wisdom. "No, my friend, we're all transcending. This is just the beginning." As if in response to her words, members of the audience began to glow as well. Humans, Zarquin, and other alien species found themselves enveloped in a soft light, feeling their consciousness expand and connect with those around them. It wasn't a loss of individuality, but rather an enhancement, each being maintaining their unique essence while also becoming part of something greater. The cosmic symphony of minds was evolving, becoming a true galactic consciousness. In that moment, the boundaries between species, between planets, between dimensions themselves began to blur. The universe opened up in ways previously unimaginable, revealing layers of reality and possibility that defied comprehension. And at the heart of it all was humanity, not as conquerors or mere participants, but as catalysts. The unique human gift for adaptation, for thinking outside the box, for dreaming the impossible had sparked a cosmic revolution. As the glow faded and the beings present returned to their normal states, a profound sense of unity and purpose remained. The galactic renaissance had truly begun, and with it, a new chapter in the history of all sentient life. Samantha, still in her transcendent form, floated above the awestruck crowd. Her voice, now a harmony of countless minds, echoed with the promise of an unimaginable future. Together, we are no longer bound by the limits of our individual forms or the constraints of single worlds. We are the universe becoming conscious of itself, and our journey, our true journey, is just beginning. As the sun set on this historic day, casting the Harmony Spire in a golden glow, beings across the galaxy felt a shift in the cosmic order. A new age had dawned, an age of unlimited potential, of boundless creativity, of true galactic harmony. The human experiment, born on a small blue planet in an unremarkable solar system, had blossomed into a cosmic phenomenon, and the universe would never be the same again.